Saturday morning, we're here. We got like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and now we're gonna head to the track. Of course, we played it smart this time. We made sure we stopped Chick-fil-A, get some breakfast. We're about to roll out to get to the track. Oh look, he's a morning person. You ready, Bryce? You ready? Yeah. Plan is to destroy the track, huh?
Rain practice.
Rain practice.
Maybe.
And then drive in the dry. We hope not. Alright, so George is trying to make it to his car right now. And my car runs, but he said he's gonna push my car to try to get to his car because he got on flip-flops and it's water here and water there. Anyways, the real reason why I started the camera. So we've been here since this morning. It's supposed to be Hurricane Delta. Hurricane Delta definitely came. It's blowing everything. It's crazy. We're waiting for practice. I'm not that excited. I was really excited when I thought it was gonna be dry. So I guess whatever. We'll just see how practice goes. Cause that's what we're gonna do now in 30 minutes, and they're gonna go straight into qualifying.
So going into round 5 of Clutch Kickers, I had some engine problems, so we switched that up. Worked with the alignment to get more traction in the car. So really, first practice Saturday, wanted to get in as much runs as possible, especially follows. I figured my lead probably wouldn't change that much. I'd be fine with the car. But I definitely wanted to work on my follow, see if I could do third behind somebody. But we were dealing with a hurricane that was passing by, so it was a bunch of rain. And within one of like maybe my first or second runs, we ended up having some issues. One of my injectors got stuck, and that kind of affected the rest of the practice for me. I think I got back out there and did maybe a couple more runs, I don't know. But we got that figured out.
So George got 2 practice laps and an injector locked up, just as luck. So trying to rush it and fix it before qualifying. We got 1 more practice session because it dried up finally. So get it done. We got lucky, and Juku boys came over, plugged us with a injector. It's a tad bit smaller, nothing crazy. It's 1028, and he has 1050X. We're gonna pop that in there, and hopefully George's problems are gone.
Figured out, and yeah, we rolled into qualifying. Feeling a little stressed, but figured you know it'll be all right. I'll still pull out a good run. And going to qualifying, my first run, I pull up to the line and the car shuts off. And once we got dragged back to the pits, I didn't want to use my 5-minute competition timeout. It didn't take too long to realize that nobody put gas in the car. So forfeit my first run for no reason really. But it was all right because I ended up making it up in the second run. It just really would have been nice to have that first run under my belt so I could have pushed harder in the second. But yeah, second run, went out, filled the outer zone. I think I was pretty close on the first clip. Pretty sure I did decent on the touch and go, and definitely filled out the rest of the zone going past the judging stand. And flicking back, went to get back in the gas, and the power wasn't really there, so you could just hear me clutch kicking, just trying to keep it drifting. So I didn't get another 0 and was done for the weekend. But did that, got a 77, qualified 12th, which gave me a bye run, which did that, got a 77, qualified 12th, which gave me a bye run, which that was a surprise. I didn't expect that coming. I knew I did a decent run, but I didn't know it was that good. So yeah, got to sit out for top 64 and just watch. Got to watch, you know, all the rest of them compete that didn't do so well. Might as well throw that in there, seeing as we already know how the rest of the weekend went. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna hear some stuff about that. But
What's up, everyone? It's Bryce. Klutch Kickers round 5, the final round, was interesting to say the least. Going in to practice Saturday, it was super rained out like the whole day. I think we got half a session. That combined with, we all got bad E85 before we left. So everyone's car was down on power. We weren't getting the practice that we wanted. And basically made the practice sessions that we had done kind of pointless because the qualifying was like patchy. It was still kind of wet, but it was a lot better.
And lots of performance wins initiating. The black belt is at 100 minutes win. Right now, touchdown.
Run. You could see that I was clearly struggling with keeping the car in power. That's probably mostly just me. I'd like to blame it on the fuel, but it was tough for me to keep the car in drift. You can see right after the touch and go that I do straighten the car, and I got a 0. My second qualifying run, I definitely tried to do better at keeping the car in power, to keep it in drift. I was able to hit the zones the best of my ability at the time, and I actually made it into the show with a 64.
Anyways, hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, so we went to round 5, and the plan was to fully send it, like literally fully send it. So we got there, Hurricane Delta was there. It was raining like crazy for the first day. They only let us practice a little bit in the afternoon. It was dry and wet, but I mean, it is what it is. Then we qualified. So in my first qualifying run, I was like, oh man, you know, send it. was the last event, just send it. So went out there and I just kind of like send it. I was a little bit off the zones. I mean, I felt like I did pretty good. I got a 70, can't complain.
Initiate their first qualifying after. Working towards that first outer zone. After the first inner split. And a solid run here from Lee.
Second qualifying lap. I tried to push a little bit harder and it was going well till the last corner, and I think I kind of let the car get a little bit too much traction in the last corner, so the car started to bite and I clutch kicked, so it looked like I wasn't committed, so I actually got a lower score. But the rest of the run was, you know, pretty tight.
Oh yeah. Feel it more.
So they end up doing, this is not what normally happens, they end up doing top 64 on Sunday. So we got there early Sunday, we got our car ready, and then we got a little bit of practice. Then we went into this top 64 battle. I had to battle the Scion FRS, I think it's Mission Scion FRS with a V8 in there, and I was just like, man, like, I'm not gonna give this guy a chance. When the arms drop, I'm gone. And like, I took out of the hole and I just took off, you know, and I ran my line.
Dude sounded Greg Yearwood and a gap walking away from Alex. Alex trying to close that proximity. Yearwood goes to that first episode.
Like I took out of the hole and I just took off, you know, and I ran my line. It wasn't the best qualifying line, I would say. It was just like, you know, I kind of missed the points, but I kept the car in drift and I was really fast. So I kind of like left him a bit, and then I think he almost spun at the end. So he may have zeroed behind me.
One, if it come out at 10. Shoot down the straight here, that will go track back. This is. Alex works way down out of cover. And into the turn. Still was keeping his composure. Stopping on both pedals and keeping it behind Alex. Around that last lap or so. Full time across the finish line, making some noise.
Following him, I was like, man, I'm gonna put as much pressure as I can. I took off behind him, and man, I was just on it. Like, he entered, I entered. I was in second gear, on the limiter, you know, just trying to stay on his door as much as possible, and I got the win.
So for top 32, you know, like I said, had to go up against Lee, which sucked. It was cool to know that at least one of us was guaranteed to go to top 16, but still never want to battle, you know, your own teammate that early. So I know I had to do it. I had to do as best as I could. So, you know, I sent it, and I sent it a little too hard. Going to initiation, I got out to the outer zone, and I just overdid a little bit too much. Missed the inner clip, didn't get out to the touch and go, but then corrected for the rest of the track. Up until that last zone, I transitioned and I realized that I just went way too hot, and yeah, I dropped the tire. I dropped the tire. I basically straightened. I tried my best to stay in it, but the dirt hooked me, and that was basically it for me. And then, you know, just watching Lee drive past me, that it hurt. You know, it hurt. I know I just gave him the win, but still had to go out there and try my best following him. And for my follow run, I wasn't too sure about third. I only got like one practice run in following somebody, and I mean, it worked, but it was against a very fast gripped up car. And I mean, Lee drives fast, but you know, I wasn't sure if it would have been safe to run third, which I probably should have tried it because I already knew I lost the battle anyways, looking back at it now. But still, I decided to run second, and I didn't do too bad. Should have been closer. I tried to drive a little bit differently, which, looking back at it, it definitely is the way I want to go. I just still got to like work on it and be comfortable to driving that way compared to how I usually drive. But yeah, still kind of fell back and didn't get to where I wanted to be. But all in all, good weekend. Definitely built my confidence getting that solid run for qualifying. But I know there's still a whole lot more improving that I could do, and next year hopefully go a lot better.
Top 32. It is what it is. Me and George had to battle it out. My dog, teammate, whatever we're gonna call him, brother, you know. My goal was to take him out. I'm pretty sure that was the same goal, because either way, one of us would have made it to top 16. So we took off. George, you know, y'all see George, he's a little wild. So he entered, you know, he threw it hard, like hard on entry. I threw it hard behind him. We was going, he's running a good line, nice and wide. I was following him. Then on the last turn, I don't know if he just took a little bit too long to transition or what, but he transitioned on the late side, and I was right there with him, and I saw him going off, and I just applied the pressure. He started going off. See, he was clean for a pass, and I passed him right before, you know, the end of the track. The judges kind of looked it over. It was a clean pass because he was going off a line.
Piling in 93, U40 attack. Thanks to a monster performance, Lee Yearwood. Tanner to run the first. Both cars in NJ work their way to our first outer zone. Tanner trying to put the pressure on before we even get to the outside zone. Yearwood does a good job with that outside zone. Pull back into the front of the back. Tanner right there.
I made it to the top 16. We had the top 16 ceremony. I had to go against Troy Manners, which I guess he's like a Pro 2 driver or something like that. Badass 1JZ car. I was like, man, I'm just not gonna let him get any space. We took off. I was behind him. You know, I felt like I did the best follow that I could do behind him, trying to keep it on his door as much as possible. And then I had to lead because obviously he qualified higher than me, so he got to lead first. So on my lead, I tried to push a little bit more, get out in the zones, also while trying to, you know, I was trying to gap him, I ain't gonna lie. I was trying to. So at the end of that run, I mean, I don't say in between, I think we had a good battle. And then he ended up winning. Someone with a camera showed me a video where he hit the clipping point by the judges, and from that video it looked like, you know, he hit it with the forward side of his wheel, rear wheel. So we protested it. I mean, nothing against Troy or anything, it's just that, hey man, you know, if you see something that look like what it is, you gotta do something about it. Because either you react or you just kind of let it sink. So we protested. We didn't win the protest. I saw it from somebody else's camera, and it did look like, you know, he barely tapped it with his wheel, and it was before the center of the wheel. So he got deemed to win, and I was out for the weekend trying to get into top 8. It is what it is. Clutch Kickers, yo, we'll be back for sure. We had a good time. We love the layout. We love the way you guys run the track. I mean, we'll see y'all next year.